Hey family and frenzies, I am back with another recipe for all of you today. And today we are making homemade oatmeal raisin cookies. So first you want to prep your raisins. You want to make sure that your raisins are plump and juicy for this recipe. So you're going to get a small pot and you're going to measure out 1.5 cups of raisins. Make sure you bring those raisins to a boil. Then you're going to turn it off and let it sit for about 15 minutes. So next it's time to prep your egg mixture. These 2 eggs are room temperature. You're going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon and as well as a teaspoon of the vanilla extract. You can add an extra teaspoon as well if you want additional flavor. Ensure that your ingredients are mixed very well into the egg mixture. Once completed, you're just going to set this aside until it's time to add it to your dough. It's now time to add 1 cup of softened butter. 1 cup is also equal to 2 sticks. Now this is salted butter. You can also use unsalted. Your next ingredient is going to be 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. At this point, your raisins should be nicely softened and plump. So you're going to just take a colander and drain all of the water off of your raisins. Now these raisins, this is actually going to be your very last step for your recipe. So you'll just set these aside until it's time to add it to your cookie dough. Okay, so now it's time to start your first step in preparing for your cookie dough. So you're going to take the softened butter and the sugars and you're just going to mix those together very well. You want to mix these together until it's nice and creamy. Make sure you scrape all the sugar off the sides so that everything is fully incorporated. Now you can use a hand mixer for this process or you can use one of the countertop mixers as well. I didn't feel like bringing out my mixing machine, so I just left it in the cabinet and I'm just taking the quicker route and I'm just doing it the old-fashioned way and I'm just using my hand. And this is exactly how creamy your butter and sugar should be once everything is fully incorporated. Next, add your egg mixture to the sugars and make sure you mix this very well. Okay, once you are done adding the eggs into your sugars, now you're going to take 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and a half teaspoon of salt. Now the recipe really calls for a full teaspoon of salt, but since I used the salted butter, I'm only using a half teaspoon of salt. Now you're going to just whisk the dry ingredients together. Now it's time to add your flour to your wet mixture. I usually just take a spoon and I usually just start scooping at least half of the flour mixture into the bowl because I don't want a mess. This can be very messy. So I'm just going to use a spoon and I'm going to fold the flour into the mix. I don't want to overbeat this mixture because your cookies can come out very tough. So you want to be nice and gentle and make sure that you don't overmix it. Next, you're going to add 2 cups of oats. You can now start to add your raisins. Just add your raisins in little by little, just to make sure that it's not overpacked with raisins. You don't want too much and you don't want too little. I usually add a little bit extra raisins because I like to taste the raisins in my oatmeal cookies. I don't want just a spot here and a spot there. I want to taste a raisin in every bite of my oatmeal raisin cookies. And there you have it. Your dough is prepped and now it's time to bake your cookies on 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. I just have a regular cookie sheet here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some cooking spray, and I'm going to spray it down just a little bit just so that my dough won't stick. And then I'm going to begin to scoop my cookie dough onto the sheet. I used a measuring cup to take out the dough just to make sure that all of my cookies are uniform in size. And as you can see, this recipe was extremely easy to make. I pretty much gave you all step-by-step tutorial on how to make my oatmeal raisin cookies, and you already know they are absolutely delicious. Hope you all take care, be blessed, and stay safe, guys. Bye.